Hey, how's it going, everybody? This will be my review on Saints Row the Third. I call it Saints 3. Now, I've beaten the game twice so far, and a friend of mine and myself have been playing Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 2 back and forth to kind of compare the two, to get some pros and cons and whatnot. So now I could do a decent review. I'm not going to say it's good, but I'm going to say decent. I'll probably going to miss some things I would like to point out, but I'm going to try and get the things that I really want to point out and get them out of the way. Again, pros and cons. I'm not going to bash the game or glorify it. Now, as I do this, I'm just going to be prancing around the city. Yeah, I said prancing, whatever. And, I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow, make it more natural. Alright, so my biggest complaint, well, one of them right there, you see, we're gonna go with the flow there. See that pop-up, that hourly income? Those pop-up things are extremely annoying and hazardous. They're inconvenient. They pop up in any random time. There's just no way that I know of to turn them off. Like I've said, I've beaten the game twice now. Played the game hours and hours, on and on or whatever, and I've never found a way for them to go away. They just don't go away. They're just very, very annoying, and as you can imagine, they're right almost in the middle of the freaking screen. And it's unnecessary. It really is. We don't need a reminder all the time.
Don't make me get violent.
Of how to play the game, especially if you're farther in the game. Like you got like, I don't know, like 20-something%. I think by then you have a pretty good idea of how to play the game. But anyways, my other gripe is the story. I think the story is horrific, especially in comparison with the other two Saints games. Shaundi got like a personality change. They killed off Gat in such a pathetic, poor, it's just a crap way that they went about that. It's not so much that they killed him off that bothers me. I liked him and everything, but that's what they want to do. Obviously it's up to them, but it's how they went about it was just ridiculous. Alright, so another gripe is the AI. Not of the enemies so much, of the pedestrians. They're all vegetables. They really are. They're morons. They don't have the slightest clue of what they're even doing. Even Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 2, they were tolerable. But these pedestrians, they are beyond soap dish IQ. They're just like, wow, they're just fucking idiots. You know, they back their cars up randomly for no reason at all. They don't move out of the way when you're driving. They're just a big mess, and it's a big deal because, as you see, they're friggin' everywhere. You know, it's a city. Speaking of the city, the city is lame. It is boring. You're in a place called Steelport. And it's just a very bland city. I have to use a GPS all the time because everything just looks the same. There's nothing really memorable. There's nothing that really stands out. When I play Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 2, I know where everything is. I barely ever have to use the GPS. I just drive. My eyes are never really on the map. This game, a different story. I will say though, despite the city being very boring, it is a city being very boring, bland, and whatnot. The graphics are absolutely gorgeous. Well, we all know, looks can deceive. The customization is downright horrific compared to Saints Row 1 and 2. The tattoo selection, clothing selection, piercing selection are all bland. Now, I'm trying to be very blunt about things too, because there's quite a bit to cover. But, again, bland. There aren't many stores, and there aren't very many buildings to go into. You buy lots of property, but you never get to go inside any of it. Why is this a problem? Well, a lot of people like to explore. A lot of people, they're fighting enemies, they want to go in a building or something. Trust me, there's a lot of people out there who will agree that that's very bland. Where are the liquor stores? Where are the food stores? Can't heal yourself with food anymore. Instead, we have a ranking system, a leveling system, which I do like. It's like an RPG, I do like that. And you can customize and upgrade your character as you play the game. So, that's very cool. This, again, those pop-up things are freaking ridiculous. Moving on. Another gripe. The Y button is used for everything. Human shield, enter a vehicle, enter your wardrobe, garage, whatnot. Yeah. Speaking of garage, why is it that you can enter a rim jobs or a garage or whatever, customization for your vehicle, through your cribs? What is the point of having a rim jobs in the game? Really? Why? There isn't a point, because you can just customize your vehicles at home. You can customize your weapons. You can upgrade them and everything. That is awesome. I like that. There's a lot of ridiculousness that I'm not going to cover. I'm sure you'll hear quite a bit about it. But I'm gonna finally, say some more good about the game. The controls are better than Saints Row 1 and 2 combined. They're very fluent. They're very natural, very easy to get a grasp on. The controls are beautiful, and they're very responsive, and it makes playing the game actually very enjoyable. So I will say that. Driving too, the vehicles, how they drive, and everything is just beautiful, very smooth and flowing and whatnot. The weapon selection is kind of dull. There's like 2 or 3 of each weapon type, and I don't know, usually there's like 4 or something like that. The police in this game are jerk-offs. They just try to kill you rather than arrest you. Sometimes you're wanted for no reason. That's completely ridiculous. There's no need for that either. If you're just cruising around, which there are a lot of people who do that. They like to just cruise around, and they stop, they want to listen to the radio or whatnot, and the police officer sometimes walks by, and next thing you know, you're wanted. You didn't do anything.
Pardon me.
And you're wanted. That's very irritating. The soundtrack is dull, in my opinion. It's nothing compared to Saints Row 1. Definitely nothing compared to Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2's soundtrack is very memorable, in my opinion. I found myself listening to the music in that game a lot. So I like Saints Row 2 more, for the most part, but Saints Row 3 is actually very, very fun. It's a very good game. Again, it's very beautiful, very comfortable to play. It can be very irritating because the AI, some of the enemies are pretty ridiculous. I'm not going to get real into that. Again, the story's lame. I don't really like it too much. So the replay value, in my opinion, isn't that great. It's not that high, but it's still a pretty fun, good game.
No one pushes me around.